I spent the better of 2 weeks building a custom storage cabinet for my creative studio with one goal in mind. I need to get organized! A creative who collects hobbies for a living has a lot of stuff and organization never stops, but in cabinet round 1, I focused on building many drawer systems and stained glass storage, but now I'm taking the focus to the other side, where I want to build 3 cabinets with doors, a garbage solution with quick access, and then we need to decorate this with a custom design that matches but not fully copies the look of our original cabinet. Oh, and did I mention we're on a time crunch? I need to get this done in 1 week when the first one took me 2. Challenge accepted? Editor, roll the tape. Boop. This video includes an ad for BetterHelp. We gotta make some cuts. Does this make me look like a Borg? I kind of feel like it's like making me look like a Borg. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I know that we are working on the studio, but I cannot wait to start working on this workshop because this space is really starting to get to me. Soon, friends, very soon. The work is being done very soon. Okay, so we need to cut up a lot of pieces to make this work. We're working with 8 feet in length, which means I'm gonna make each cabinet 26 inches wide, 3 of them, and then that leaves me with 18 inches left over at the end for the garbage pull that I'm going to create. I think this is gonna work. Shh, shh, shh. I'm pretty well building each cabinet the same way I built my cabinets in round 1, all separated, and each will have 2 side walls, a base, and 4 crossbars, 2 at the top and 2 on the back. I'm also using this time to cut my top, which is double ply thick and 1 inch larger in width than the base, just to allow some overhang. The purpose of these cabinets are a little different than the cabinets from round 1, which were organizing tools and supplies, where these cabinets will house more housekeeping elements like cleaning supplies and enclosed garbage, extra storage for decor when I'm staging stuff, and I was also originally going to organize my specialty hardware, you know, the knobs and pulls into this cabinet, but I actually came up with a better, more clever solution for that, which will be covered in a future episode, so stay tuned, and of course subscribe if you're not already. So I'm letting the last cupboard be open for more decor storage or just anything the studio might need. I'm pretty sure it won't be hard for me to fill it. I'm even considered changing what items are held in my green rolling carts. Maybe excess decor should live there and some more usable materials can live in the cabinets. I mean, heck, having options ain't a bad idea. Now, luckily, I do have a plunge track saw, which does make this process much more bearable. And I know this is a super fancy, expensive tool, and you're thinking, well, I don't have that tool, so I guess I'll never build any of my own cabinets, but I haven't always had this tool, and the affordable alternatives are just as effective. Craig makes an amazing track saw that you can just hook up any circular saw to, or the rip cut with guide rail is super effective as well. And if you're looking for these, they are linked on my shop page, so you can check them out in the description box. And hey, anyone remember my mom's bookshelves with cabinets? All of it done with Craig jigs. I don't know if I've ever said this, but I'm saying it now. Where there is a will, there is always an affordable DIY way. Okay, all of my cuts have been made. That literally took all morning, but hey, I'm done all of my cuts. Now we just have to assemble this bad boy, and like that'll take no time at all, which I'm very thrilled about. But much like my first cabinets, I do want to build in the toe kick, and I am actually just building this right into the sides. This is just to ensure that, you know, your foot has somewhere to go so it doesn't smash up against the cabinet. So for me, I'm taking a 2x2 corner out of all 8 sides, and then once we have that done, we'll start pocket holing. To build my cabinets, I'm securing everything together with pocket holes. It's quick and effective for cabinet building, and it's totally optional to use wood glue or not, but I never do. I don't know, I think it's just a preference for sure. It takes some time, but you just sit back and put on some tunes or a good audiobook and just let the process take over. But while I assemble these lovely cabinets, I want to take a second to thank this episode's paid partner, BetterHelp. In my previous cabinet build, I touched on why I started these cabinet projects. I mean, yeah, the studio needed some storage solutions eventually, but I had a lot of personal things going on behind the scenes of this YouTube channel, and my creativity was feeling at an all-time low. It sucks when you don't feel like yourself, and in those low moments, I like projects that aid my mental health, which is why taking on anything that solves storage issues is my go-to, because cleaning and organizing is always what I do when I'm feeling sad or stressed. Second to that, resources like BetterHelp have been why I've been able to continue to get through this challenging time in my life. I'm not great at talking about my emotions. I hold everything inside me, so having someone to talk to about the hard stuff makes everything feel a little less heavy. And BetterHelp can be a tool to make that easier. Their platform makes finding a therapist easy because it's all done online, and by filling out a few personal questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist, usually within 48 hours, and I can speak to that fact because I was personally matched within 2. Depending on what kind of therapy you need, they have a diverse network of credentialed professionals with a wide range of specialties and backgrounds. Once you approve your therapist match, you get access to the BetterHelp portal, and basically you can just talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's messaging, over phone, or video call. I like the fact that you can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions, especially if you're having a bad day and you just need an emergency session. My friends, your mental health is not to be dismissed. I truly believe that talking to anybody is better than talking to nobody, because one conversation can make all the difference. If BetterHelp can make it easier for you to do that, then I encourage you to use the link in my description box or go to betterhelp.com/DIYDanie, and this will give you 10% off your first month of therapy. Some cabinets. Hello. Hello.
Hello there.
Woohoo! We did a thing. We made 4 cabinets, which is, I'd like to say is impressive, but at this point we all seem to do it, so maybe it's not that impressive anymore. Tough crowd, you know? So before we quit for the day, I do want to get the top done. So I have 2 pieces of plywood. Once again, we're gonna glue and screw them together. We're gonna take a quarter inch MDF trim and add a trim along the front and the side that will be shown, and then I think we can quit for the day. I don't know what this was. My bazooka. It's my DIY bazooka. Because we're blasting the work out of the way. No. Oh God, what's happening to me? I just don't understand, after going up and down those stairs so many times, how this is not like, you know, I'm just not strong enough, Pop-Up. My emotional support puppy. I have some thoughts. Because these aren't screwed together, it's creating gaps, which then makes this not sit properly. So what I think I need to do is get all my holes cut, doors installed, and then once everything is on there, then we'll screw all the things together, then we'll put the top on, and then we'll finish up the top. I think that is the way this needs to go. Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. This is fine. Okay, here we go, here we go. Getting into this day, I'm starting with adding peg holes for my adjustable shelves. Much like the other cabinet, I'm using a peg hole jig just to help me create these holes, which makes the process super easy and streamlined across all cabinets. So unlike the first cabinet I built where I used only this jig in the middle, I'm adding more peg holes this time just to allow for multiple shelves, because I didn't know what was gonna go in these cabinets, so I wanted some versatility. I believe in miracles, such came along, you're saxifying you. I see what I did. Was I not supposed to go? I wasn't supposed to go from that edge. I was supposed to go from this edge. Oh no, what have I done? This is what I get for singing. I believe in miracles. At this point, I'm gonna need a miracle. Yeah, well, after my mishap, I was able to recover. I mean, it may not look great, but luckily it's at the back of the cabinet, so I guess we can count our blessings on that. Oh dear. Okay, so I need to install all the door hinges, and much like the first cabinet, I apologize if I'm basically just a broken record within these projects, but to do this, I am installing some soft close door hinges, and in order to do this well, I'm actually going to use my door hinge jig by Craig that makes this super easy, and there's just no mistakes attached to it. So I just have to do a little bit of math of where I want the hinges to go on each door, and then this does all the work for me. It's kind of great. We just got to start installing so we can close the door on this chapter. Cool. I feel like I might need some safety glasses for this one. Can get a bit dusty. All right, let's go. All right, double check she fits like a glove. And now we do it all over again. You're not going to be helpful in this situation, sir. Do you have hands? Do you have hands? Off you go. You just hit your head. You looked silly, and I was filming it. Now, I do need someone who does have two hands. Oh, Vanessa!
You called?
I think it's helpful to put me in the cabinet. Thank you. Oh, that's so satisfying. This is always so challenging. There we go. Everything hurts. Just press down. Yeah. All right, door number 2. So yeah, basically Vanessa and I, well, and Kenobi, I guess, worked together to install the doors. It's pretty painless. It is a little awkward, but you know, I mean, I've already installed 2 doors in the other cabinet, so I'm basically an expert. No big deal. But like all cabinet hinges, it always looks a little awkward when you first install the doors. It either feels a little too tight or there might be a big gap between the 2 doors, but if you ever do this, don't panic because a lot of that tweaking will come on the hardware itself afterwards, so you can perfect the position. Basically, the hardware just does all the work for you. Okay, we need to cut more holes. Ow, I meant to do this. Listen, you all know what you subscribe to here, shenanigans. Now, beside the last cabinet was a plug, so I measured and cut a hole using my jigsaw so that I could still use the receptacle. We shall not waste thy precious plug opportunities. And you know, after the last time I cut a hole to let a plug shine through.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was being extra careful not to screw this up. I did it right. Yay. Let's screw these together. makes me feel so good to start seeing so much more organization. Speaking of organization, I ordered a pull-out trash can shelf with door mounting kit. So what you can do is build this whole thing and then add your door to the front, and it has a little pull-out mechanism. Then you're wondering, well, that's not very helpful when you got your hands full of stuff or paint on something and you just want to be able to throw it in. You're gonna have to pull it out and do that. That doesn't really work. I hear you. So I'm thinking of cutting a hole in the top of this bin so that it can be quick trash, or we can pull it out and take the bin out of this area and then bring it to wherever I need it to go, or this is how we would change it. Then you're probably thinking, Danie, this trash bin is not going to be big enough for your studio. I couldn't agree more. But here's the thing, there are going to be multiple trash cans in this studio. There's going to be one by the desks, there's going to be one here, and there's also eventually going to be one at the kitchen area for more like foodie stuff. This bin is purely just for the DIYing at hand, which means there isn't going to be a whole lot of smell coming from it. Well, hopefully not. And if there is, then we're just going to have to take the trash out right away, which is probably what we should be doing. The bigger the trash can, the less often I change the trash, and I don't want to leave DIY trash up here. This smaller bin is going to make sure that I am constantly changing the trash can. So this is really just helping me.
She makes a good point.
Stay trashy, folks. All right, let's do this. Okay, let's see. Garbage. Oh my God, there's steps. Warranty. Okay, I think this is A, this is B, this is obviously C. Okay, note direction. There is no direction on this. Oh no, here we go, here we go, here we go. That fits nice. Oh, there's this thing. Oh, they're so tiny. Look at your tiny little things. Maybe if I power drill it. Yeah, the answer is never using a power drill. No. Okay. Oh no. Oh, wait. Ooh, all right. I feel like you're lying to me. There's no letters on these. Everything's fine. Yeah, not gonna lie, that little install did take a while. The instructions, they showed us how to tweak the hardware so that the front can lay flush or align with the other cabinets, but I'm not gonna lie, this was a bit of a nightmare and the hardware was not doing what it said it would do. I did end up having to MacGyver it a little bit, but we did eventually get it because you know what, we always do. I'm basically like Tim Allen in Galaxy Quest. We never give up, never surrender. Yeah. Yes! And soft close. And if anyone thinks I'm going back to remove that paper, no, I'm not. The paper is staying on there for life. I got a lot accomplished in this day, but I wanted to do one last thing before the day ended, which was get the holes cut for cords and power and my trash hole. That's a weird way to say that. Garbage hole? Garbage chute. Yeah, garbage chute. Ugh, whatever, you get the point. I was adding a 2-inch hole in the middle so I could run some lights on the cabinet and not have to worry about the cords running behind it. And I installed a recessed power plug at the end, which would run down and be plugged in on the side, which now has a hole inside the cabinet for access to the receptacle. Yay me. You know what? It was a good day. Good morning, friends. It is a new day. I've been feeling weird this morning. Like I woke up and I was like, am I doing the right thing? Are these cabinets any good? I'm having like one of those weird like weeks where I'm just not really believing in myself that much, and I need to put my foot down and stop thinking that way, because I came in this morning and I saw these lovely cabinets and I was like, holy smokes, I made that. And I know I've already made a set of cabinets. I've proven to myself that I can do it, but every time I do something cool, you just have to like take those moments and let it sink in, because it is freaking cool. You can build cabinets or, you know, make something with your hands and have a tangible thing at the end of it. It's cool. And I think we need to celebrate those more often. You know what I mean? So this morning I took a moment and I was like, you know what? This is gonna be great. Let's put all those bad negative voices away. But I will show you what also helped those bad negative voices. This. I bought this. It's literally like $1 at the hardware store, but look how satisfying this is. Are you guys ready? And then it's a finished hole. It looks so professional. Look how nice that is. It went from looking ugly to nice. I definitely think that this was the right move though. And then adding the bar over here, just so it's a little bit out of the way, I think this was the right move. So good. And then we got ta-da! Okay, but we do have a giant garbage hole, which we need to talk about because obviously I cut it with a jigsaw and jigsaw makes really ugly lines. We don't love that. So I'm gonna trim it out. I went and bought this corner trim and we're just gonna make a nice piece of trim all around the edge of this, kind of give it a nice finished look. And then I think we're gonna be ready to go. We can start painting and we get to do all the fun creative stuff today. And I got Vanessa here doing fun creative stuff in the background for later episodes because we're gonna be tackling the office next week and I have a very special friend coming in to help me with that. So stay tuned. I'm sure you guys already know who it is, but I'll let it be a secret for those who don't. I'll give you a hint though. It rhymes with yams and muntress. I don't know, guys. All right, let's keep going. Okay, here we go. Dropcloth once again. I really like this color. Such a nice, beautiful, warm white. I feel like I've had like weird decision paralysis when it comes to the creative decisions on this side. Like the other side I had such a vision for and it just like all came together. But this side it was like, do I make it match? Do I make it different? I was like, okay, I'm gonna make it match with the color scheme, leave the bottom wood. But I thought it would be kind of fun to change up the stencil that goes on top. So instead of going with the star system, I thought maybe we can pick something new that's kind of fun and still feels very like on brand for me, which I kind of thought like little lightning bolts would be fun. So I figured let's do some lightning bolts. You know what's a weird thing that I've noticed over time of watching myself back while I'm painting? I do like a hip twist. Like every time I'm painting, I do like a, oh wait, no, now I'm thinking about it too much. Nope, I'm thinking about it too much now. Yeah, see this, I'm doing like, I go in like the opposite. It's like a do, 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 do. Anyways, something weird I've just noticed. So speaking of twist, there is none for this cabinet. Haha. Yeah, much like the first cabinet, I did want to create some symmetry between the two sides. I wanted it to be different but the same, you know? So going with my lightning bolt idea, again, I'm using my Cricut to print out a bunch of stencils using their removable vinyl that I then placed all over the top in different directions. I feel like if I had gone any other route, I would have been super unhappy with the outcome. It feels a little boring, but I hope you all know where I'm coming from and maybe agree. I don't know, but you should let me know in the comment section. Maybe you have a better idea that I don't have. What you got? While my base layer was drying, I got the cabinet and painted up and then went in with the black on my stencils. I really hate that I have to do this, but I feel like I need to do this, which is paint all the edges of the doors, much like I did over there. I hate that I have to do this, but like if I don't, it just feels so incomplete. It's just so time consuming. I wish I had thought to do this when the doors were off the hinges. Oh my God, should I just take these off? Oh, sugar. It was most certainly the right thing to do because once the doors were removed, painting the edges on the cabinet front and on the doors was so much easier. Then it was time for the satisfying moment of pulling up the stencil, which honestly wasn't as satisfying as last time because I made my stencil so small. So it was just really hard to keep the paint inside the border. And I honestly, I just kept getting black on the white part, which meant I had a bunch of cleaning up to do. I also painted the trim around the garbage opening, and honestly, I kind of thought it made it look slick. Okay, we're having a sit-down brainstorm because I'm trying to decide if, like the other side of the cabinet, we had kind of like a star detail on the front of the cabinets, but it was like easy to do the star detail because it was very symmetrical and it was kind of a one-off and it felt right. And I feel like I wanted to add something to the front of this, but then I feel like I'm forcing it when I don't know if it needs it. Like it's gonna have black hardware, which is gonna add a little pop of black. And like that one is so special in itself that like, do we need to bring something extra special to this one? I don't know. You know, sometimes I feel like I overcomplicate the creative for the sake of just doing something cool, but maybe the act of doing something cool is not doing it at all.
Be outside of the norm.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah, not doing anything is cooler,
Yeah.
man.
Too cool for school.
I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, me too. Good brainstorm, everyone. I decided to not overthink it and just not do a design and instead moved on to the matte finish for the top and cabinets. I don't know, I still feel sad that nothing went on the front, but maybe I'll change my mind eventually and then I'll do it then. But for now, we're solving storage issues. Creativity can come later. Good morning, friends. I'm feeling so close to the finish line. I can handle it. Because we're handling it. No, literally, we're gonna put handles on it. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I did have a very productive morning though. I got everything cleaned up and I did have to do a couple adjustments on the doors this morning because I kind of got knocked around after I was, painting the edges yesterday. So all that to say, I think we are finally ready to put some handles on, which I'm excited about. I'm putting the same handles as the last cabinet, nothing special. The act is nothing special, but these are very special, you know what I'm saying? Because they're special hardware. My brushes. To make my life easier, I always use the Craig hardware jig. If you're looking for something like this will change your life if you need to install hardware or if you find yourself building furniture a lot, get yourself one of these. It is in my shop if you're looking for it. So I just want you to figure out what distance I want the hardware to be off the door. Once I have that, I'll make the adjustments on the back and this will tell me exactly where the hardware needs to go and then Bob's your uncle. Let's go do this. Okay. Does that seem too far off? It kind of seems far off, but like maybe it's not. I should check what I did on the other cabinet. Oh, so far away though. And then I have to get up. Can you go measure the hardware for me? Can you measure hardware length for me? Okay, so what I'm hearing is you're not gonna help me. All right, I'm getting up. Oh, now you wanna help. Starts at 13 and a half. Now I have to get up again. Just leave me here with the dog. Organizing. Here we are again. There's a few things that we bought to help or aid in the organization, which are these little bins. I actually have this under my sink and it's always been really helpful. So I thought, hey, let's give this a go. We also have that. We also have a steel rollout cart with a track that we can put on the inside and then it like comes out so it's easier access. We got it on sale. It was a real steal. Okay. To save us all from the ongoing debates between Vanessa and I in these cupboards, can we get out of the way? We decided cabinet 1 would have all of our cleaning supplies, bins on top, held sponges and other abrasive pads, and below was paper towel and cleaning products. We both agreed that this cabinet would probably change down the line once the kitchen cabinets were built, as it kind of made more sense for the cleaning supplies to go there, but for now this was a good spot to hold it all.
So clean.
Satisfying.
Next.
The next cabinet was for styling and decor that we weren't using currently, or we kind of plan to use in upcoming episodes that just kind of need a home until they serve their purpose. This cabinet was a little messy, but we kind of figured it would be. And the last cabinet was used for paint supplies. We both agreed we wanted this cabinet to be very accessible for things we used a lot, and paint supplies was definitely one of them. So things like paint trays, brushes, rollers, paint sticks, and the paint tent went in there. And of course, the garbage was already coming in handy. I do love that for me. And then the last thing for me to do was just install 2 more of these tape holders my friend Patrick from Crafted with Machines made for me. I mentioned in the previous episode that they're made to hold tape, but they're also really great hooks, and I needed a place for my face mask because I do wear these when I stain glass or spray paint, so I thought having a place for them would be mighty handy.
Okay. I think we're done. Now all we have to do is style this bad boy up, and then we officially have a second cabinet! Woohoo! I feel in this moment because officially we are done the cabinet systems up in the studio. Well, okay, maybe not officially done because we do still need to tackle the kitchen area later down the line, but I'm very happy with the way that the cabinets turned out. I like that they feel the same but different. You know what I mean? I didn't want it to be matchy-matchy, but I do think that there's some nice symmetry between the two of them. But you guys should let me know, what did you think of this cabinet build? Would you build your own cabinets in your studio space? What would you put inside them? Comment down below. My Patreon gave me some great suggestions when it came to like the garbage area. Someone had suggested maybe doing its own self-contained garbage area that you can pull out, and I was like, oh man, that's kind of cool. But I think this solution works for me. I'm kind of excited about it, and I'm really excited now to like start getting this side of the studio, the kitchen side, all finished. But we're putting a pin in the kitchen section because next week we're gonna be focusing on the office area finally, and I'm so excited for it because a friend is coming to join me to help me bring it all together. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already subscribed because we got lots of studio stuff coming your way. And of course, my friends, as always, stay positive, stay creative, love your magic, and keep on DIYing. Bye-bye.